Hi everyone, I'm Judson Wright from Kootenay Backcountry Guides. I'm an ACMG ski guide and avalanche professional with the Canadian Avalanche Association. I'm up here with Backcountry Skiing Canada at Whitewater Ski Resort in beautiful Nelson, British Columbia. I'm here to talk to you about probing 101, what to know and look for in your probe. So when we're talking about probes, we're going to talk about weight, durability, size, and function. So the first probe I have here is a bit of a bad example. This is a 20-year-old probe. I'm going to show you what's wrong with this probe. First of all, this is my first ever probe. I got this in 1999. So think about that. Probes have come a long way in that time. So with the function with this probe, the main problem is that it doesn't easily slide into itself. So you've got to wiggle it and move it around to clip it in. It's just not really working, and it takes a bunch of work. And then you've got this screw top. So with this screw top, you have to screw it, and the problem is that sometimes these seize up with changing temperatures, water gets in, it freezes, and you've lost it. Then you've lost your whole functionality of your probe. That becomes a problem. I've seen people cross-thread these. What's good about this probe, they were highly durable. So that's about it. And also this probe is 320 centimeters long, which is an excellent length. You don't want too short of a probe, but the function problems on this probe make it essentially something I don't want with me. So I do not carry a probe like that. The next probe we have is the Backcountry Access Stealth 260 probe. What's great about this probe is that you can throw it out and it will pretty much clip in extremely easily. It slides in and it just guides the pieces in for you. It's got an excellent plug at the top to be able to pull. So you can pull that and it easily slides in, and then it auto locks. So this auto locking function is awesome. You can see you can just clip it, and when you take it apart, you just take it apart and it can just slide back in, no problem. And you hear that clip? That's what you want to hear with that. This is a really lightweight, thin probe that's made of carbon. So with the durability, you have to be real careful with carbon. Carbon breaks easily, okay? So it's not as durable. And with the size, this is just a little bit too short. I don't think 260 centimeters is enough for our area here in the Kootenays. If somebody's buried deeper than 260 centimeters, what are you gonna do? Okay, one other thing that's kind of good about these probes is that they're thin. So because they're thin, it actually slides in really easily into the hard snow, but you have to be careful not to hammer down on it. You never want to hammer on any probe, but especially a carbon probe that will break. So we're going to put this into the maybe in low snowpack area pile, but Backcountry Access is doing a great job with probes like this. So next up, we have the 300 carbon Stealth by Backcountry Access, and everything is the same as that 260 probe, only this one is longer and wider. So as I throw it out, you're going to get this same excellent clip, slide in, locking mechanism, really easy to put together, really easy to take apart. Only this one's 300 centimeters, so it's a more appropriate length for a probe for our area here in the Kootenays and anywhere you're dealing with deeper snowpacks like the coast. 300 centimeters is kind of your minimum length. This is a carbon one again. It's a little bit wider, so you can see it's just a little bit wider than the 260. But again, same thing, you have to be a little bit more gentle with this. You should always be gentle with every probe, but just know that this is carbon and it does have a bit of an easier breaking point, especially in the cold. So I love this probe. Features are excellent. The weight, it's really nice and light. It's just not quite as durable, but the function and the size is actually perfect on this probe. The next one up we have is the exact same probe, only this one is aluminum. So this one is more durable. It's the same length. This is 300 centimeters. It's going to work excellently to put together. Again, really easy. No messing around putting this guy together. 300 centimeters long, a little bit more durable, a little bit heavier. Now, holding the two probes beside one another, I can barely tell the difference between the aluminum and the carbon. Now, some people count their grams. I'm not counting the maybe 20 gram difference or whatever it is. I can barely tell. So this probe is awesome. It's whatever you need is in this probe. It's relatively lightweight. It's very durable. The length is perfect, and the functionality on this probe is excellent. So one other little tip here with these probes, they do come in these bags, and when you put them away and stow them in your backpack, I really recommend keeping it open and always have your rescue gear close by in an area you can grab quickly. And you don't need to put the zipper up because it's not something you want to be messing around with in case of an avalanche, right? You want to be able to get at it really easily, so you just leave it open, then you pull it out, and it's really easy to get out and assemble quickly. So the key thing when you're looking at a probe is you want to be thinking, hey, can I put this together easily and quickly, and is it going to do the job of looking for somebody under the snow? That's the problem with the older screw top models and some of the ones that don't have this auto lock function, is you have to spend time messing around with it, and that's not something you want to be thinking about in case of an avalanche. You want these things to be automatic. You also want to practice assembling your probe. It doesn't take long to get good at putting a probe together, so practice over and over again so it's automatic, so you can just do that in that 2 seconds that it takes me to put a probe together. And a lot of the new manufacturers of probes are doing an excellent job with making probes that are really easy to put together. It's up to you to practice to put these probes together efficiently, so in case of an accident, you're not wasting any time out there. Hey, next up we're going to talk about just doing a pre-season check with your probe. This is something that you can do throughout the season as well, just to make sure that your probe is in full function working order. I happen to check my probe pretty much every day before I go out there. I recommend doing that. You don't necessarily have to, but at least before the season, make sure your probe is in good working order. So what I do is I take the probe out, and you're going to go over each individual piece of the probe and have a good look at it and see if there's any cracks. So you definitely don't want to have a crack in your probe because that will break. You want to check and make sure that the wire here is good and that none of these parts here, the connectors, have popped out or the plastics come undone. So have a good look, make sure it slides in and out easily. Okay, and you're gonna check that lock function on the end of it by just putting your probe together. It's real simple. Just throw it out, put that probe together and lock it, and make sure it's in place and that it's not coming out. Good pressure all around. I'm checking it, and that I can undo it easily and then put it back in. Hey, so that was probing 101, what to know and look for in probes. Quick summary: weight, durability, size, and function. With the key is that you get out there and practice with your probe so you can put it together quickly. If you're looking to take avalanche courses and learn more about avalanche rescue or guiding in the Kootenays here, I'm Judson from Kootenay Backcountry Guides. Head on over to kootenaybackcountryguides.com. If you're looking for more individual reviews of probes and everything backcountry, head on over to backcountryskiingcanada.com.